Hey, how's it going, you chaps, Chancies? Today, we're taking a look at Blacephalon Naganadel and the new Naganadel GX that's being included in the lists going around. So let's go ahead and get into it. First up, we got the 4 Blacephalon GX. Don't mind the proxied baby Blacephalon. Pretend he's a Blacephalon GX. Our main attacker in the deck, I'm sure you guys all know what he does. And he does it very well. That's our main attacker in the deck, the 4 Blacephalon GX. Nothing changes there from old Blacephalon builds. Still playing 4 of those guys. Sometimes our best starter in some matchups. Sometimes we prefer to open the Poiple, but it's usually fine if we open that guy. Next up, we're going to talk about the Naganadel line. We got 4 Naganadel GX, 4 Naganadel, 4 Poiple, and a Ditto. Now, the reason we're running such a thick Naganadel line is because we want to be able to use our early Pokemon search to find the Ditto and the Poiples. So then we hopefully just draw into our Naganadels after that and don't have to have Pokemon search to always find our Naganadels. So we run such a thick line of the Naganadels, so we just hopefully just it helps us to kind of just draw into them using our early Pokemon search, our Ultra Space, Communications, Treasures, find the Poiples and the Ditto early, and then draw into these guys and then go from there. And the reason we run such a high, another reason we run such a high count of the Naganadels is because of the Ultra Conversion ability on the Naganadel GX. Discard an Ultra Beast from your hand and draw 3 cards. This ability is actually insane for consistency when you're playing an Ultra Beast deck. And you really don't actually even have to look to set up too many of the charging up Naganadels anymore because of how many cards you actually draw off the Ultra Conversion. You'll like draw into... And it's also harder to get fire energy in the discard pile now. You really only have Treasure and Heat Factory. So having these guys to just draw into more Beast Rings and draw into better Welder combos, like making sure you get 2 fire energy on the Welder and drawing into it more conveniently, where you also just don't whiff an attachment because you welded all the energy out of your hand and then don't draw into one. The amount of cards this thing draws and plays it sets up is actually insane. So yeah, really been loving the Ultra Conversion Naganadel GX in this deck. It's been insane. So yeah, that's why we run such a high count of both the Naganadels. They are draw support through the Ultra Conversion. Generally, we want to look to set up 2 of each. But if not, sometimes 1 Ultra Conversion 2 charging up or 2 Ultra Conversion 1 charging up is enough to close out games. But yeah, that's why we play so many of each. Discard fodder for the Ultra Conversion, draw extra cards. Also, just kind of want to draw into the Naganadels so we can use our early Pokemon search to find the Poiples and the Ditto, making our setup a little bit cleaner. And that's the explanation for the super thick Naganadel line. Next up, 1 Dedenne. We do play Pokemon Communication in here, 4 of them, so having some Pokemon search ability draw power is always nice. So we got the 1 of Dedenne in there for that. Don't want to use him, but you know, we'd rather play the game than not. So we still have the 1 of Dedenne in there. Next up, 4 Mysterious Treasure. Finds everything except Blacephalon, Ditto, and Dedenne. It really helps it set up our Naganadels. So yeah, never not playing this. Also, the only real consistent way to like discard fire energy while doing something on the turn to search out the Pokemon is super nice. So definitely have to play 4 of those. 4 Pokemon Communication. Like I said, it's all about finding Poiples early so we can get into our Naganadels. And then once we get our Poiples, it's all about finding Naganadels. So Communication, the only other real consistent way to like find Pokemon in the current meta we got going on here, in the current format, I should say. So yeah, 4 Pokemon Communication to help us find our Pokemon. We do play 18 Pokemon, so pretty good. We can also combo it with Ultra Space, where we Ultra Space for an Ultra Beast, and then put it back in the deck with the Communication to get something else on the turn, which is nice sometimes to like find the Dedenne or the Ditto. So that's kind of cool. But yeah, Communications help us find the Pokemon we need when we need them. Yeah, 3 Ultra Space on top of that for more Pokemon search. I was at 4 Ultra Space to begin with because I thought there'd be a little the decks would be a little bit more stadium heavy, but it didn't quite pan out how I thought it was going to pan out. So brought it down to 3 Ultra Space. I still think 3 is probably the right number. I could see going down to 2 as well. But yeah, currently sitting at 3. Just it finds everything except Ditto and Dedenne. It's no better stadium. It even feels like it's a little bit better than Heat Factory right now because of how many cards we draw off the Ultra Conversion throughout games. Heat Factory becomes almost like, I don't really need more cards and I don't actually want to discard a fire energy sometimes. Next up, supporter line. I bring this up over and over, I feel like in every video, but I really do just want at least 8 good turn 1 draw supporters. So we got the 4 Lily, 4 Cynthia in this deck as well as many of my other lists that I've put together and showed you guys so far. 4 Lily, 4 Cynthia. Just want to be consistent. Just want to do something reasonable on our first turn. Don't want to get caught doing nothing. So still been liking Lilies for sure. So we got the 4 Cynthia, 4 Lily. On top of that, we got 2 Welder. This is a card I've considered going up to maybe 3. I'm also considered adding more fire energy. Currently sitting on the staple 15 fire, 1 beast energy for the energy line, but I could definitely see going up to like 16, 17 fire But yeah, 2 welder gives us that extra boost when we don't have a huge beast ring turn or beast ring turns if we're just not able to find them. This kind of helps smooth it over to get some extra energy in place so we can actually close out games when otherwise we might not be able to. Next up, the 4 beast ring. It's been a staple in Blacephalon forever. Nothing really changes here. Still a great card in the deck. And no reason to go any lower. We definitely want as many beast rings as possible to be played when it does go into our beast ring turn. 1 of Heat Factory, like I said, it's still really good. Not as good as it was because I feel like Ultra Space has become a lot better just because of how hard it is to find Pokemon consistently. So sometimes you won't even bump your Ultra Space when you do draw the Heat Factory and have like an extra fire in hand. But there's no reason not to play it if you're running fire energy. So Heat Factory, another staple in the deck. Next up, like I said, we're running the 15-1 as far as the energy goes. 15 fire, 1 beast energy, and something really cool about the beast energy. We can actually attack with the Naganadel's Venom Shock, which I've actually found to be pretty useful against any deck that when they end up putting down their Dedenne. Because when they put that down, and if they don't play Mew or don't bench their Mew, or like don't have bench space for the Mew to put the Mew down, you can actually close out games with Venom Shot and snipe the Dedenne. It does 172 of bench Pokemon, discarding 2 energy from the Naganadel GX. Requires Psychic triple colorless, so you can go like Beast Ring to it earlier on, and then welder attach, and then boom, knock out a Dedenne. Maybe you get 1 attachment in here earlier when you have a free attachment, and then welder attach beast, and then once again snipe a Dedenne. And it's pretty easy to find the beast energy because of the ultra conversion. Like, you see so many cards with this deck that it's actually you can pretty consistently pull off the Venom Shot combo to close out games. So not too difficult to find at the end of the game to take that cheap knockout on a Dedenne on the bench. That's gonna do it, guys. I don't have too much else to say. I've been really liking the Blacephalon deck. It's felt very consistent with the inclusion of the Naganadel GX with the ultra conversion. It's added a whole ton of draw power to the deck and really keeps the deck consistent throughout the game, like flowing very well. I guess other things, like I said, maybe another welder, another fire energy. I could definitely see being added into here. Haven't done a lot of testing against the Pikarom matchup, so I could definitely see Mew being included in here. The games I have played have felt fine without Mew, but I definitely could see how you could run into problems where they're able to skip your Beast Ring turn pretty consistently. So Mew might have to be included in here for that matchup. But as of right now, I'm not super worried about it, so I've been kind of sitting without it for right now. But there's plenty of stuff that can be switched around. You could drop a communication in Ultra Space, something like that, to make room for kind of whatever you want. You can also drop it again at LGX. You don't have to play 4/4 is just nice because you find it more easily. And then you have more Ultra Beasts. Like, you find the first 1 or 2 Ultra conversions more quickly because you play 4 of them, and then you have the extra ones to just discard to draw extra cards later on in the game. So that's why it's nice to have the 4. But that's it. That's the list. That's the Blacephalon GX list. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, be sure to give the video a like. If you're enjoying the content, be sure to subscribe. Leave your thoughts in the comment section down below. What do you guys think about Blacephalon Naganadel right now? Have you guys been playing it all? Do you think there's any, once again, do you think there's any major cards I'm missing in the deck? Yeah, let me know in the comment section down below. Thanks for watching. Have a good day, and peace.